hoping Lasana Lutu can put her into space out on the flank here this afternoon. So away we go at Leichhardt. Kick-off hook towards that sideline that Romy Teitzel was patrolling, and driven back immediately as the Tigers look to make a statement defensively, Billy Slater.
Yeah, they'll be desperate this afternoon, the Tigers. As you mentioned, they're still yet to pick up 2 points in this competition, although they were close last week to Parramatta Eels, only going down 10 points to 12. But desperation, you can see it already in the Tigers.
Haven't gone anywhere in this set after the short kick-off. There's Tasman Rapana, the minimal gain as well. So a great start defensively from the home team. Keely Joseph trying to provide that go forward, met by Togatuki, and that's a high tackle late in the count. And they're checking on the welfare of the former Rooster.
Yeah, when you start with plenty of energy and enthusiasm, you've got to make sure that it's measured, and just a little bit reckless with that tackle. Plenty of intent. Great force, but it's actually head on head. It's that last little change of direction from Joseph. But the Broncos, they get first opportunity in good field position, and as you said, Alana, they've got strike all over the field. Both their back rowers are real targets for them, and then their outside backs.
Didn't bother with the touch finder, happy to tap and go through Leonard Ducey, and now Bree Clark off the back of that. Her first appearance since round 2.
Off the ball, Christian, lock in markers. Wait here, wait.
Ferguson is the dummy half to Brigginshaw. Rawton, Maddock chimes in, puts it out in front of Robinson, asks the winger to stretch out, and she's that good, Julia Robinson, that she reeled it in.
Tackled and then you flopped in.
Another penalty is found.
Pressure continues to mount for the Tigers, but the Broncos showing early that they're happy to link up. They're 7-6-1 in that last stretch of attack. Just moving the Tigers around. They did well to get numbers in early to start the set off. They just got so much movement, so much footy in them, the Broncos.
This time the touch finder gains a couple of metres. Mele Hufanga. Go back to centre field.
Nevada, straight out.
Little nod from Keely Joseph. Ferguson will use her. Played 70 minutes the last 2 weeks in the middle. Keely Joseph, that's a big effort in the modern game. Shocking pass. Brigginshaw had to tidy up ahead of Lutu.
Stand up, lock in. Wait here, wait.
So it's all Broncos in the opening 3 minutes with ball in hand. Can the Tigers hold on here defensively? Leonard Ducey standing in the tackle for a long time and no held call. She nearly fell over the try line. They're up quickly here. And Ferguson nearly invented a try. Bo Vetti Welsh getting under the footy and dragged it away in the act of scoring.
So it's a goal line dropout.
Yeah, Ferguson was forced to run the football
dropout.
in the act of scoring. Vetti Welsh did a great job to get underneath the football. I thought she was probably a little bit high to be in the act of scoring there, but that's what the ruling was. Did a great job to get underneath the football.
Again, they go short. Camped underneath it. Oh, had to be brave, but it's taken away by the Tigers, and it's fair game.
What a play.
Over the top of Lavinia Gould. It was Montana Clifford on debut with a moment to remember, and now the penalty.
Now a penalty. That's a huge play from Montana Clifford, just to get a little bit of that momentum back for the Tigers. They now get a penalty out of their own end. That's huge.
She came off the interchange bench, Gould. Wearing number 16. She was the one underneath the line dropout. Find out if that's an early change or...
Our man on the sideline is Zach Bailey. Good afternoon.
All right, Brianna, clear with space. Hold, that's it, good.
Togatuki with a good run. We'll get back to Zach in a moment. Here's Talataina running at Hufunga and finished off by Clark. Salmanor is the dummy half. On the angle, Nevada George with that knee heavily strapped. After withstanding so much defensively early on, chance for the Tigers to go to work at the attacking end. And they turn Waka around. And look at the convergence of Tigers to get a repeat set.
Yeah, great kick from Lasana Lutu. She kicked it early, kicked it on the fourth. But that kick chase.
Tony, let me know when he's back.
She's doing a really good job. Their energy levels are so high at the moment, the Tigers. I thought defensively their energy levels were really high, but that attacking set made great ground. Nice early kick, and just the kick chase ensured that they trapped Stacey Waka, and they get another crack here.
Make sure it's close to the line.
Bringing it back is Christian Pio, who scored the early try last week, and Lavinia Gould chops her down, 41 years young. Lavinia Gould. There's the debutantes. Already had a say at the other end. Montana Clifford signed this week from the Panthers, where she's been playing in the Harvey Norman Women's Premiership. Nice pick-up by Brett Kamali on the early evidence. And now Togatuki! Oh, the offload spectacular! And first career try for Pauline Piliae Rasambale is on the board.
Wow. What an incredible run. That was outstanding. We're going to get to have another look at it here on the Harvey Norman replay. But Sarah Togatuki, now she's been huge already. A couple of big plays this set, but just the leg speed. Hits the contact, gets free, lovely little footwork, and that offload to her half, Piliae Rasambale. They've just got so much energy, a lot of intent, Bill, in the way that they're going about their footy, but that's a leader. Just taking the game right on. Wow.
Sarah Togatuki. And it started with her strength, then it went to her footwork, and she finished it off with a beautiful little flick pass. That's a play, that one. And the one thing that the Tigers are doing right now, Lutu started at the set before, is they're going after their footy. They're seeing it, and they're playing it. Could have very easily taken the tackle here, but created the footwork, and then the opportunities there. Take it.
Waited 14 games for her first career try. Wasn't going to be denied. She was held up for a long time there. Managed to muscle the footy onto the deck just in the nick of time. So the Tigers, in search of their first victory, are playing from in front. Relatively straightforward look to convert her own try and make it 6-0.
This first Tigers try means one junior football pack valued at over $500 donated to a local community club based in Zurich, Germany.
Trying to end an 11-game losing streak. Last victory was round 2 of last season, and the Tigers have an early 6-0 advantage. After the slip in the in goal, Togatuki eventually got there.
Up now, Tasman, Brianna in.
Brought it back with trademark purpose. Whirlwind start from her, and Pio off the back.
Chelsea off the ball. Square marker,
The best players so far in the first 4 rounds, the 2 front rowers.
Just play it, Christian.
Now Nevada George, the other middle. And thinking of a late offload, almost the Broncos' hand in there as well. No restart to the tackle count as they get it wide to another of the debutantes. Tiana Lee Thorne, a teenager. Come through the pathways and gets her debut today along with this young lady, Montana Clifford. Togatuki has the confidence and the footwork with that heavily strapped right leg. Another late offload. Pio for Bo Betty Welsh. And they are inspired here at Leichhardt. PPR out in front of Rakia Horn, just snaffled that footy. Another offload for Talataina. The kick a little too deep. That lets the air out of the balloon.
They're playing with plenty of confidence, the Tigers.
In the middle.
But this is an uncharted territory. They've been leading in all 4 of their games this season. They've just got to make sure that they can play measured, play the percentages at times, and when the opportunities there, go after the footy. Just getting that balance right for the Tigers.
And square. Wait. Go 0.
They conceded 20 or more points in a row in the first 3 rounds. And those defeats
Stand up, lock in.
against Canberra, the Titans and the Roosters.
Stay square, Lasana.
Cash in on their momentum right now.
But have scored the first try in each of those games. So starting the game isn't a problem for the Tigers. It's the consistency throughout the 80 minutes.
Thought Leonarduzzi lost that in contact, but it's deemed to be a Tigers hand and a restart to the tackle count.
That's a trademark of Chelsea Leonarduzzi.
Selma, clearer.
Looking for that offload. So too Nevada George. There's a couple of serial offloaders out
Sarah,
there.
you're not square, Sarah.
Just generating that second phase footy.
Good now. Christian off the arm. Sarah all the way. Hold. Go 2.
Again, Leonarduzzi able to stand in the tackle.
Square, Sarah. Hold, just
Eventually
play
the
it,
call of
hold.
held came and she deliberately
Climb off. No, you
tripped
step
up
down the
Pio
way
there.
and push her over.
We'll stop
Push up,
play for
Mark,
Pio to get to
tackle
marker.
Go. 3.
Broughton with runners in motion, including the fullback. Quick hands, and Hufanga from a standing start is corralled. That's been a focus of the right side, Horn and Pollard, and they got to her there.
Pollard didn't want her to get any momentum, did she? Very hard to handle.
Tackle Christian out. Nevada all the
So
way.
where to on the last? Brigginshaw demanding it on the right-hand side. Touched in flight, and that'll be play on. 6 more here. Waka may not need it, goes to Teitzel. And they're inside the 10 with another fresh set. And let's make it a penalty.
Leg lift, potentially dangerous. No, it's not quick. It's inside 10 and it's foul play.
Potentially dangerous.
Just wait. Okay, goal line. Off we go.
Thorne was upset, hoping that she doesn't have any case to answer.
Hold! Release! Hold! Go 1.
Ferguson to Broughton. Back on the angle. Hufanga! Oh, they won't stop her! Another try for Mele Hufanga, although the referee says 2. Maybe not.
Bucky, we've got a video review. Can you just confirm that Mele Hufanga has knocked the ball on? I've got no try.
Well, she got a head of steam up this time, Alana, and she is very hard to stop close to the line. Mele Hufanga. Does she get the ball down? The referee was very sure she's dropped it.
Well done from Bo Vete Welsh, Tigers fullback.
Mele Hufanga loses the ball over the goal line. We have a decision.
Chris Butler back in the bunker, and Bo Vete Welsh involved a couple of times to stop Tigers tries.
It won't be the last time we see Hufanga running that line either. Sweeps back against the grain.
Right, in the middle.
The momentum, she's so hard to stop.
Yep, hold. Go.
4 tries in 4 games this year. They all came in 1 game against the Titans.
An absolute blinder of the Gold Coast.
Move, Ali! Lock in, hold.
Totally workwear.
Totally worker, that's right. Yeah, she was on fire. Just that's Gail Broughton, that's that left edge, really damaging.
Tigers are rolling again here. 7 tackle set.
Ali, release!
Midway through the count, and they're inside the 40 in search of more points here. Togatuki, who's already got a try assist to her credit, is deemed to have knocked that one on.
They'll be looking for a challenge here, the Tigers. I thought the ball got pushed backwards. It's whether it touches a Broncos player
captain's challenge.
Before it
Tigers
goes
are challenging
backwards.
the ruling of knock-on. Coming in the forward.
Now the Tigers were looking for a challenge straight away.
The Tigers lose possession here, and the ball travels forward into the left hand of the Broncos, which is a knock-on. Challenge is unsuccessful.
Okay, the Tigers lose that challenge very early in this one. She's looking very dangerous at the moment. Take a Tukey.
And she'd earned the trust of her captain, Bo Vetti Welsh, who had no hesitation when Togatuki said to challenge, but it backfires. Not much has gone wrong for the Tigers so far.
All right, bind up. Wait for the break. Here we go. Break. Box, box.
Shanae Sazolka.
Sarah, stand
Great to
up.
see her back. 2 tries in 2 games so far this year. After a late start to her season. Quick hands to her Funga, and again in off that wing. Beck Pollard heading to the powerhouse centre.
Off the ball, Christian! On the mark!
Rapiner takes them up over halfway. Broncos looking to find their groove here. Leonard Ducey threw it forward. Drew Clark said, I don't want it. And the Tigers get it back.
Scrum Tigers.
He's got to play the percentages here, the Broncos. They've got so much strike in their team. Sometimes when you create so much space, you're always looking to score points or create something. You just got to get some fatigue in the opposition. And plays will come, especially with the talent that the Broncos possess. Just on this left-hand side, Funga, she's not having much space with the football. If they can get it out wide to Julia Robinson.
Oh! Breezing past Funga is Rakia Horn and around Maddock. Desperate tackle. A try saver made by Robinson flying into action. Now Talataina inside the red zone.
Off the back, Robbie.
And the Tigers open up a double-digit lead now. Togatuki again with the footwork. Back to Talataina in the headgear. Played in the halves last year, playing in the back row right now. From dummy half, Salma Noor won't be denied and has her 3rd career try.
Well, this is what can happen when you disrespect the football and your opposition. Too many mistakes and gift of field position from the Broncos and the Tigers. Salma Noor, this was a little bit of footwork off the scrum and the Tigers were away. That put them on the front foot. And then quick play the balls. Broncos just sitting on their heels on the try line. When you disrespect the football, this sort of stuff can happen to you.
Straight over the top of Vivian Gould and Robbie Teitzel. Really determined, but it's probably something I'd be worried about if I was the Broncos. The Tigers are just getting those meters far too easily. Their intensity, being able to generate some quick play the balls, good leg speed, some good footwork into contact and just getting a roll on, getting that territory. Should have made that tackle. It was brilliant desperation from the Tigers.
It was Lavinia Gould. She busted through. Gould came on early, Billy, for Keely Joseph, who had that head clash, went off for the HIA. That's why Gould was on so early in the headgear. So Pilia'e Rasambale, chance to make it 12-0, and she does.
This website is growing one junior football club, one junior football pack valued at over $500 donated to a local community club thanks to Zurich Insurance.
Get behind it, wait for the whistle. On the clock.
So Salma Noor, second try scorer, both converted for the Tigers. The Broncos with a big opportunity today to enter the top 4 for the first time this season, playing catch-up. Awkward kickoff eventually contained by Talataina.
Hold him, Bree, hold.
Yeah, still very early in the game too. Only 16.5 minutes gone. And very important for the Broncos girls to not think they have to get these 12 points in the next 10 minutes. They're going to build this game. Feels like they've been on the back foot right from the start, and they get an opportunity with some good field position off the error of the Tigers.
What an intercept it was by Teitzel. In the end, didn't give up on the play. Only have to think back to the last time a footy match was played at this venue. It was 16-0 to Manly on Thursday night against the Tigers in the NRL. And they were behind by half-time, the Sea Eagles. Games can turn around in a hurry, and the Broncos fans are hoping that's the case here as Clark goes back on an angle.
Up now, look at Sarah.
Destiny Brill has checked in, second year as a Bronco for her. Broughton, no look pass. Gray tried to get the arm free for Maddox, so an important tackle by PPR on the last. Brigginshaw headed to that corner for Waka to rise, and she was blocked off by Tafunga, all above board.
What a great take. Brilliant take in the air, but a really strong defensive set from the Tigers too. They got numbers in tackles, usually 3 in most tackles, and then just stopping those offloads, making sure that they can secure the footy.
They've done their scouting report on Waka, who was run off the footy there, almost escort style, I thought.
Yeah, that was one missed by the officials.
Good news for the Broncos. Keely Joseph has passed her HIA. And back involved in that tackle. The Broncos number 13. Ball came loose, just a mistake. Captain's challenge is gone. So Penatani, the guilty party here.
Yeah, that's 2 errors in a row, back-to-back sets. This one will start on the halfway line for the Broncos.
Yep, meeting on the halfway line.
They've got too much strike in their team, the Brisbane Broncos, to give them field position. Eventually they'll post points.
On this side. All right, bind up, let's go. We're on the clock.
You mentioned before, Alana, this left-hand side,
Yep,
Hufanga, Rapiner over there as well, and also Robinson.
Clock off, break.
That's where they're headed. Floated over the top, out in front of Robinson, who tries to burn off Horn. Still going, Julia Robinson. It's a try saver. Desperate stuff from Horn. But Robinson, that's part of the reason she's gaining 213 metres a game in run metres.
She kicked into gear though.
Now Broughton with the footwork. She gave us the Thriller celebration, you may remember last year. She's got some dancing moves. And now Brill from dummy half, trying to power over the top of them. The referee well placed.
All right, time off. Tackle 3.
Held up.
Held up. Destiny Brill with the ball. Take it out 10.
Daniel Luttringer is the man in charge.
Wait for it. All right, time on point. Hold. Go 3.
Broncos still in search of their first points in the 20th minute here. Strong running there by Raffaelli.
Go on, wait. Go 4.
Still looking for her first try in the NRLW. Broughton! It opens up, and now the Broncos have their first points.
Yeah, taking the line on with the footy in 2 hands, and that's what happens when Mele Hufanga, last time she ran that line, that sweeping playback on the inside, she went over but lost control of the ball. But you have a look at Gail Broughton at the line. She's got Mele Hufanga coming back on the inside, her big back rower in Rapiner on the left, and just that footy in 2 hands. You see here on the Harvey Norman replay, you cannot afford to hang off a player like Gail Broughton. Footy in 2 hands. She's watching that defence the entire time. She sees him back off and puts the foot down. What an incredible player with great support, Billy, both on the inside and the outside, that allows that to happen.
Well, you can't afford to hang off anyone with the football. And when you've got good players around you, they attract the attention of the defensive line. Hufanga dropping underneath, just kept the pressure off the inside, and then Rapiner on the outside just takes the Tigers away from her. She goes through virtually untouched. Broughton, she was the one who set up the play to create the line break for Robinson, and I thought that was a wonderful play too. They identified that the Tigers have been rushing in. They rushed in on Hayley Maddock. Ball went over the top, and that gifted the field position. A couple of plays later, Broughton's putting it down.
Teitzel starts with a perfect kick.
Successful by Brisbane Broncos number 12, Robbie Teitzel. Brings the score West Tigers 12, Brisbane Broncos 6.
Zach Bailey, are you there?
Brendan Speed, I am here. It's great conditions down here.
Look forward to your company very soon. So the Broncos halved that deficit with the try from Gail Broughton, converted by Romy Teitzel. And kicking tee, please, for Pilia'e Rasambale, one of the Tigers' try scorers. Gives us the chance to check in with Zach Bailey on these conditions.
Not early.
Good afternoon, Speedy. It's a lovely day, as I was saying, here at Leichhardt Oval. The fans, the West Tigers fans, have loved the start so far, apart from that try from Gale Broughton. But it's 23 degrees. There is a slight chance of rain, so we have the umbrella on standby. But as for this pitch, they call it the 8th wonder of the world, and I must say it's holding up very well after Thursday's NRL match here between the Tigers and Manly. Plus, there was an earlier women's match here in the New South Wales Premiership as well. So all good signs here if you're a Tigers fan this afternoon.
Scott Brents will be delighted with the impact that Lafayette has made, but not that mistake by Clark. And Penatani turns it into a gain immediately for the Tigers.
Making up for error in the previous set.
Oh, Brigginshaw out of the line, got to Clifford.
Lock in. All the way here, hold. Go one.
Still gained a couple of metres after contact, but feeling the effects on her haunches in back play. The first gamer. Ebony Pryor is on. Got rid of it in time. And George takes the line on. Plenty of tackles up their sleeve here. Go in search of their third try of the ball game. Curtin on as well. Lutu. Change of direction for Leanne Tafuga. Ran behind her teammates. And somewhat fortunate not to get away. Not to receive a penalty. Tough pass. Curtin just had to dive into action, and Pryor upset with her own service out of dummy half. Just fresh onto the ground. Better ball that time for Rasambale, and Maddock played it coolly.
Yeah, they looked a little bit disorganised that set, the Tigers. When the ball goes to ground like that, the couple that played the balls beforehand, they weren't too organised, so you just see the dummy half, Ebony Pryor, not necessarily knowing what's going on.
Strong tackle.
I've got to defend this now.
Go zero. She still had it.
Julia Robinson again with a big gain, but strong defence.
Oh, yes.
Ensured there was no gain on play two from Sizolka. Waka going crossfield.
Yeah, Clifford was in there too.
It's a great tackle. How good.
Brill just backing her way down. Real show of strength with her opposing backup dummy half. Now Brigginshaw looks to kick in behind the winger. Finds some grass as well. A test for Thorne, and she passes that test again in her first game.
Yeah, Ali Brigginshaw wanted to turn him around early there, went with the early kick.
Get out of there, Christian.
And Tafunga going crossfield.
Off the leg.
Head to head with Hufanga, a couple of New Zealand international teammates there. And now Pollard.
Keely move, Tasman.
Through the contact of Rapina, and earns the penalty.
You were spun back around and you re-gripped, and then you went for another push.
Both clubs have played once before at Leichhardt. The Tigers lost 28-8 against the Knights last year, and the Broncos also went down against the Roosters in 2022 at this venue.
Yeah, they're earning their penalties through speed and fight. Time Pollard just on the ground fighting to get up to play the ball quick. She was rewarded with a penalty.
Next try feels massive in this game.
Off the ball. All the way,
just over 10 minutes before half-time.
Mello, you're too deep.
Carter George.
Off the grip. Square. Hold.
Pryor baying for another penalty. Goes the Curtin and quickly on to Pio. Late offload was classy. Now Penatani.
Did she get her half free then?
Lavinia, stand up. Goal line, Haley. Goal line. Hold, tap.
Pryor will go back to the left. Quickly to Lutu. So creative. Goes to Tafunga back on an angle. And the Broncos
about 4 metres in front.
all jump the gun in front of their uprights.
Yeah, a few drop-offs in a row there, just really attacking the middle of the field. And beautiful offload, as you mentioned, Alana, from the Tigers. They're on the attack here. Well, they're going to take the two.
Yeah, lost by 2 last week, and Brett Kamali got the message out in time. You would have gone otherwise, you guys?
You're asking the wrong person there.
A couple of people keen to attack. Well, they had a lot of momentum that set as well. I definitely feel like their offloading game and that foot speed that they're able to generate is putting the Broncos under a lot of pressure in the middle of the field.
And this just applies more pressure to the Broncos. It's a gift 2 points. You go up by more than the converted try. It just applies that scoreboard pressure. And then you can go and play your field position again and force the error.
Last time they met, round 8 of last year, it was a tight game. The Broncos won it 22-18 up in Newcastle on neutral territory. Very much a home ground advantage here for the Tigers this afternoon. Right in front of the sticks for Pauline Piliae-Rasembale to make it 14 points to 6.
Successful fight number 6, sponsored by Cultivate, Pauline Piliae-Rasembale. That takes the score up to now. West Tigers 14, Brisbane Broncos 6.
Ball girl. Casey, we asking for a ball. Girls, we need a ball.
8-point lead in favour of the Tigers. Again, a delay to the kickoff. This time the ball needed to get tracked down at the kicking tee this time for Romy Teitzel.
Not early.
Floating around a little. Lutu did well to track it in flight. Made the catch look easy. Very talented young half, Asana Lutu, just 20 years of age.
Here we are, wait here. Wait! Go one.
Has the ability to rip a game apart.
Ali off the ball. Lock in a marker, on the mark. Go two, don't shorten it.
Out in front of Penatani. Natasha Penatani.
Torpedo, lock in.
Breaking into first grade this year.
Milking. Wait. Go
Accused of milking a penalty again.
Lavinia off the ball.
Gould back on in company with Brill. Ball comes out. It's another mistake against Curtin, says the referee.
On the scrum.
Broncos are pretty pumped about that little momentum shift. They've really got to come together and connect in this defensive set, the Tigers. That's how the Broncos found their last try off the back of turning over possession. A couple of back-to-back sets. They're very dangerous with this much space, the Broncos.
Don't forget the NRL action coming up next. Massive game, top 8 implications there. Dragons against the Sharks. Same 2 teams in the NRLW after that as well on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Gould moving it on to Rapana. An amazing sporting family. Brother Jordan of the Canberra Raiders, of course. Joseph, trademark, has those legs pumping. Good field position here. And Adusi. No thoughts of an offload that time. There they go. Late in the count. They go to Brigginshaw. How's that for footwork? Still going, Ali. So she's out of play. It's up to Broughton to take over. She waits in front of the uprights here. They go to Gould, taking them on the last. Did Lavinia know that? Has to hand it over.
Yeah, they got that one wrong.
All right, we need Chelsea.
They needed to find Gail Broughton out there on the left edge. Ali Brigginshaw caught up in the tackle beforehand and isn't really too much on. Easy to contain for the Tigers.
Yeah, very rarely does Ali Brigginshaw get tackled on the last play. And Gail Broughton, she needed to find her voice, really stand up, demand the football.
Stand clear, Destiny. Hold, go two, you shortened it.
Westpac red zone, and very even. And tackles inside the 20. 9 to the Tigers, 10 to the Broncos.
Tara Reinke, the latest interchange forward used. And taken backwards by Leonard Ducey, this the former Raider. Curtin gives the team momentum before the kick. It'll come from Lutu under pressure to find an avenue around Teitzel, but didn't she do it brilliantly?
She's a great player, Lasana Lutu. And just building confidence, particularly this season. A great natural footballer. He's obviously learning a lot of her coach, Brett Kamali, as well.
A couple of premiership winners as coaches. Great halfbacks, Brett Kamali up against Scott Prince.
Ducey this time flicks it out the back. Brigginshaw to Broughton. Second phase here for the Broncos. Just tripped up by Clifford, importantly.
Montana, keep coming, Montana.
No hand in the air from the referee. It's not the last just yet. Now it is, and Brigginshaw's been tackled again. Heading into the last. So Broughton at first receiver this time to stab one in behind, and Vetty Welsh attacked it and lost it back, says the referee. That must have been a tight call.
She thought it was a knock-on. She was thinking going the length. The ball just popped up. She saw space and she took off without it.
Fair to the referee. Lathringer, he was well placed to adjudicate, and thought it had gone backwards from Vetty Welsh. Reinke putting some footwork on Lenarduzzi that time.
Last tackle straight out. All the way. Hold. Go. Not square, Robbie.
A safe play by the Tigers. As we close in on half-time, how big will their lead be at the break?
Move, Leanne. Square all the way, Tara. Go, one.
Maximum 2 sets left for the Broncos before half-time, trailing by 8. Robinson looking for some tired forwards, but there's nothing on offer there. Still up over 90 metres run already. Julia Robinson and Nfunga taking on all comers. Able to get up and go again. So Brigginshaw off the back of that tries to put Teitzel through a hole, and Tafunga closed it.
Good tackle.
Brill to the short side. Brigginshaw going to work. And Broughton with the soccer skills, tidied up by the Tigers.
Well, that was 6 more tackles. And Broughton could have dived on that football. 6 more tackles would have went to the Broncos. A rush of blood. She saw the try line, tried to tow it ahead. A good footy by the Broncos. You can see how dangerous they are.
Move, Keely, lock in. All the way. Hold. Go 3.
Pryor from dummy half. Lutu looked outside and had no one there. Gas right now. It's been a really strong period of ball in play. The fatigue kicking in here.
Yeah, they look like they're certainly ready for a breather. They did really well to stop the Broncos then. Just that last play, they were coming at them with that short side raid.
So the kick from well inside her 40 with the breeze at her back. Right onto the chest of Maddox. So what can the Broncos do with their last set?
And they need to find some energy here, the Broncos. Get into some shape. They've got the class there, and the fatigue in the opposition to go after this 45 seconds here now.
Sizolka. There's 10 or 15 metres on offer every play for the Broncos right now. Robinson's come a long way looking for work. And Talataina, a really strong defender, ensured there was no offload there. Brill's clap of the hand shows how desperate the Broncos are to find points here before half-time. 2 more plays left. Brill taking them on up the middle. And the call of held. Where does Gould go? Mistake in the play the ball. Frustration for Brigginshaw as she punts it into the end goal, and that should be that in the first half.
Yeah, well done, Tigers. They held on there. They were on tilt. Fatigue had set in, and they dug deep. They'll take that 8-point lead into the break. Well deserved.
So at half-time, it is the Tigers 14, the Broncos 6. Their NRLW team in search of their first victory of the season, play from in front, heading into the second 35, leading 14 points to 6 against the Broncos. Can they get it done here in round 5? They start with the ball in hand. Fielded by Lasana Lutu, who was spoken to by the referee coming back on about not chopping the arms of tacklers when she's standing in a tackle trying to get them off her. was interesting.
Stand now and square.
Watch this space.
Wait, go to.
Lutu takes on the line. There's Nevada George.
Strong. Chelsea,
Strong
stand up.
defence
Here we are.
by
Hold.
Gould and Leonarduzzi. Here is Lutu. Clifford. And Thorne, you can see why Brett Kamali backed in these first gamers.
Yeah, she hasn't missed a beat this game already. Been really impressive with the back rower.
Last tackle, Lavinia up. Marcus in. Wait, doesn't go. Not late.
Solid first set, ends with the kick from PPR. Down to Maddock, and it almost got away from the fullback.
Brooke off the back. Here we are, Tigers, Ebony. Holds. Go one.
Robinson. Always a chance to beat that first
Off the ball,
tackler.
Natasha. Square.
One of two players up over at 100 metres run now, along with Christian Pio, who Zach spoke to at half-time.
Move, Ebony. Nevada, all the way. Hold here. Wait. Go three. Quicker, Natasha.
Funga
Still three.
able to get the offload away to Leonarduzzi. A good gain there on play number 4.
All right, move, Natasha.
But the ball came loose, and Penatani alerted the referee to that.
Yeah, again,
All
great
up,
defence
scrum.
from the Tigers.
Tigers, clock
There's a
on.
nice offload from
20.
Hufanga
Scrum,
to
Tigers,
Chelsea
clock's on.
Leonarduzzi, and she went back towards the traffic, and Penatani.
All right, here we are. With the touches, Broncos.
A lot of pressure in defence. This is when the Tigers look like they're at their best, when their discipline's good and they're just getting those metres up the other end of the field.
We need another one. Thanks, Mello.
Loses control of the
All right,
footy
let's
there,
go,
Chelsea
bind up.
Leonarduzzi.
Yeah, very measured
Clock
start
off.
from both
Bind up
teams.
properly. Ebony,
Just
arms over.
staying in
Here
that
we go.
middle
Clock
third
off.
of the field.
Break.
And their coach's message still fresh in their head. And as the game evolves, a bit of fatigue comes in. That's when the opportunities will come.
Robbie, too deep, Robbie.
For more on those messages, down to Zach Bailey.
Yeah, thank you, Speedy. Scott Prince, it was simple. He said he was really disappointed in the Broncos' slow start, but proud of the way that they turned it around. He wants them to keep that momentum that we saw late in the first half here, early in the second. As for Brett Kamali, he was really happy with the way the Tigers started. Said it's really important to keep the energy up here because he knows the Broncos will come out firing. And a boost for the home side, Rakia Horn, who left the field in the first half for an HIA. She's back out there now in the centres.
Lutu. Well, they bought the dummy briefly, didn't they? Able to flick it back to Bo Vetti Welsh. He's got one try this season that came in the opening round, and she's saved a couple already, Bo. Plays it on the last. George moves it on to the playmaker. They go through the hands, intercept thrown to the dangerous Julia Robinson. Is this a match-changing moment? Rakia Horn hunting down Robinson. Has to put some footwork on and breaks so hard.
Coming in a one.
Wow. Julia Robinson, well, she had run for 120 metres before that effort, but just read the play brilliantly. She got in the passing lane. They were a little bit flat-footed once Pilier Rasambale had the footy on that right edge. You get to see here on the Harvey Norman replay. It was that next pass. Just standing still a little bit too much, and a great read from Julia Robinson. She timed it perfectly, popped up, and I tell you what, I thought Rakia Horn had her at this point, but that's just the brutal strength, power and pace from Julia Robinson to be able to turn it into points. What an effort.
Well, she's just got great feel. A great feel for the game to start with. You could see her stalking the football as it was coming out her way. And then once the pass was made, and then right now, she could feel the attention of Horn. And then she just steps off her left foot, creates a bit of space. She didn't have the speed to get there, but she had that feel.
She worked in the Army for 7 years and this year became the female game development officer at the Broncos. What a role model she is, Julia Robinson. And Teitzel just snuck it home.
Conversion successful there by number 12, Tommy Teitzel. Which makes it a 2-point game. West Tigers 14 points, Brisbane Broncos 12.
Just keep looking for another 10, okay?
5 tries in the season now for Julia Robinson, equals her PB. Just able to skip away from a desperate Rakia Horn.
Yeah, she did a great job. This is a really important period for the Tigers now. The Broncos, with the last say, the points just before half-time, and they've come out and found the first points on the other side of the break. So whilst they're 2 points ahead, they really need to get in the grind of the game and match the Broncos, particularly here this set.
Now the 3-time champs, of course, the Broncos in 2018, 2019 and 2020. And the 2024 NRLW and NRL Telstra Premiership Grand Final tickets are on sale now. Last year's Grand Final day produced 2 epics. You can be part of it. Get your tickets October 6th, Accor Stadium. NRL.com/tickets. And now the Broncos' momentum continues, Billy.
Yeah, that one from Lutu just crept up a little bit high. Destiny Brill, she added a bit of salt and pepper to it.
Both feet, Nevada, both feet here.
Bit of flavour.
No, both feet, go. Ebony, you're offside. Ebony.
Ebony Pryor called out of it. The Tigers number 17. She'll be on side for the next play the ball. Right alongside the referee. Joseph operating in the middle. Legs chopped out from underneath her by Clifford. Broncos chance to go left or right. Brigginshaw. Back to Lenarduzzi in front of those uprights. Oh, Lenarduzzi crashes over, takes Reinke with her, and the Broncos lead for the first time.
Well, so often we see tries scored by pure speed, a little bit like we did before with Robinson. This one, it starts with deception, and Ali Brigginshaw just shows the ball, bit of footwork, and then comes back to a big front rower who's just too strong. No speed involved in that one, just deception and power.
Yeah, she sold it to the right too. She had a few moving parts, Ali Brigginshaw, on that right-hand edge and just the support plate. Never stopped moving her feet, Chelsea Lenarduzzi. Great option back in the middle.
What an effort for a front rower in the NRLW to now be to double figures career-wise in terms of tries scored.
Yeah, she's a talent. She's been having a really great season this year as well. See Destiny Brill, she looked to the middle, saw Ali Brigginshaw a halfback and just some footwork. If Chelsea Lenarduzzi wasn't moving with her halfback, moving with Ali Brigginshaw then, a couple of steps behind, it probably wouldn't have turned to points, but she had that little bit of foot speed, that little bit of momentum, and that's what got her over the line in the end.
Yeah, it's hard to get on the front foot too when you think the ball's going the other way. Everyone exhales, gets on their heels. And Chelsea, she was the first one to get on her toes.
It was a quizzical look from her there, wondering why the try hadn't been confirmed for a little while there, but it has now. Straightforward look for Teitzel. 2 out of 6 last week. She's 3 out of 3 today.
Stay behind it. Not early.
So 10 tries in the career of Chelsea Lenarduzzi, joining Ellie Johnston and Samaima Taufa in double figures in the NRLW history as forwards. Taufa got her 11th yesterday. Short kickoff taken well by Teitzel, and that ball was travelling. It's been another turnaround in the game here at Leichhardt, just as we saw in the men's game on Thursday night, and here's what the Broncos have to come. Home game next week at Totally Workwear against the Cowboys in a Queensland derby. And the Knights, Sharks and Dragons, they're up over halfway again. Joseph almost out the other side, did well to hold on to the footy.
She did very well to hold on to the footy.
Still tackles up their sleeve here. Maddock chimes in. And Horn had to take her down because Robinson was looming large out on that left wing. Broughton eager to go to Gould. And they're inside the red zone again. It's all Broncos at the moment. 18 unanswered points here. Or 18 the last 20, in fact. Kick was a poor one. Betty Welsh hits the ground running. And through the tackle of Brigginshaw. Oh, dragged down by Maddock.
Well, she did it in the first half. She was looking to go the length and did the exact same thing there. When the ball popped up, she exploded through the space. Nice fend there at the end. Got her team on the front foot.
And they needed a team-lifting moment, the Tigers. It came from their captain, Bo Vetty Welsh. And now Horn. Horn was very nearly through. It was a jumper grab in the end by Leonard Ducey that dragged her back. Now Pryor. Good momentum for PPR. So there was nowhere for her to go. She'll play it on the last. Pryor says, where are you? Lutu arrives with a crossfield kick. Good take by Waka, who's so good under the high ball. Her aerial skills are wonderful to watch.
Yeah, she read that and timed it perfectly. It's a strong set from the Tigers, just targeting particularly in behind the ruck. They got down there nice and easily, but well handled by the Broncos.
And Lena Ducey coming off for a well-earned spell. As you may have seen, she's run for 121 metres, has her second try of the year. And Lafayette just back on. And a nice contribution in her first stint, Lafayette, and Hufanga will be told to go back a metre.
Hold, go. Time on, last tackle. Outside 40.
Brigginshaw under pressure on the kick as a result. Straight under the chest of Vetty Welsh.
Hold! Release!
How do you see this game right now, Alana?
Well, I think the Broncos probably have a little bit more attack in them, but what's keeping the Tigers in the contest is just their energy, their intent. They're still turning up. Getting down the field is crucial for the Tigers. That field position and getting through their sets is going to be absolutely crucial.
Pryor. Putting it out in front of
Doing it well.
Inatani.
Those last couple of tackles, the Broncos just sitting back on their heels waiting for them. I don't want to invite them into the game too much.
Horn against Hufanga, who stuck to the tackle that time. Had to let her go and did so in time. Kilia'e Rasambale, Lutu wanted to chase, and the hesitation in the kick might have cost the Tigers there. Great return by Maddock. Right up the middle goes the fullback. She's done some nice things in the number one jumper today, Billy.
She looks comfortable in space. When there's an opportunity, she really attacks it. Got plenty of speed, great footwork. Hasn't had too many opportunities today, but the ones that she does have, she looks dangerous.
Julia Robinson ensuring her average will remain over 200 metres per game with another 210-metre effort. There's still 23 minutes left in the ball game. Brigginshaw, an elaborate show to Gould. Tackled on play 5 again. The veteran. Broughton stepped around the advancing Pryor and wobbles one. And in front of the kicker, outside players led by Hufanga lead to an easy call for the referee.
Yeah, well, this one's handy for the Tigers. Gail Broughton didn't get that one wrong. She made sure that once Ali Brigginshaw got tackled, she was there to kick it. But you can see Mele Hufanga out there on that left edge. She's in front of the kicker. So Tigers now get the opportunity to march down the field.
On the 40, Broncos.
Aggressive touch finder, takes them up to halfway. Tigers, who led for so long, now playing catch-up. Good looking play the ball. Horn was a little worried, but it's all above board. So look to get into that Westpac red zone again. And Curtin takes them in there.
No Kezi Apps for the Tigers today.
Pryor looking for options, and Togatuki got a shocking pass right down at the knees.
Play on, Zero coming.
Play on for Brill. Everyone stood still for a little while, but Brill took off.
Natasha, move! All the way back.
It's probably a really important period and a time that they might miss a leader like Kezi Apps. Just to remind them that there is only 4 points in this footy game at the moment.
And sadly out for the season with her knee. Harmony Crichton as well. It's almost a ball plant by Brigginshaw. Did well to play it legally in the end for Lafayette to go off the back of it. Midway through the tackle count, Hufanga winds up. Melee around 1, around 2, passing for Teitzel. And Romy's around a couple as well. Broncos all over the Tigers right now. Can they finish off this set? Brigginshaw from dummy half. How's that for ball control? A captain's try.
Yeah, well, she was just capitalising off the back of that forward momentum. Some quick play the balls. It was Lafayette, then Hufanga. Romy Teitzel had the footy. And they just didn't get a chance to reset their defensive line, the Tigers. They had so much forward momentum. Here's Hufanga, as we see here on the Harvey Norman replay. Nice little footwork at pace. She gets an offload to Romy Teitzel, who takes the line on herself. And then the leader in Ali Brigginshaw, Billy Slater. What have you made of her game today?
Well, she started the movement. She created the first quick play the ball. Lafayette, she went off the back of Ali Brigginshaw. I thought it was great skill by Hufanga to set up Teitzel. And there she is again. She's always in the game. She started the momentum. And then she finished it with a try. And the Broncos, haven't they had quite the second half? Whatever Scott Prince said to the girls at half time, it's really resonated. And they're playing to their potential. Now they've got the scoreboard pressure applied to the Tigers. She's a wonderful player, Ali Brigginshaw. Doesn't matter what level, representative level, or playing for the Broncos, Premiership winner, sees the game really well. She's got great deception, and you can see what it means to her.
Teitzel steers that one home for a 10-point lead all of a sudden for the visitors. It's a big game coming up next on Nine's Widewater Sports. We'll be down in Wollongong for a local derby, and it means so much. Top 4, top 8. Dragons v Sharks, Billy.
Well, the repercussions of the team that loses, they could miss out on a top 4 spot, the Sharkies, and the Dragons, they could miss out on the finals altogether. And it'll just increase the chances of the 4 teams behind them on 26 points. They're on 28. So if they win this afternoon, the Dragons, they'll break some hearts of some fans.
It's all coming up in Chemist Warehouse Sunday footy. And then after that on Gem, as you can see, bottom right corner. Dragons against Sharks in the NRLW. Lafayette runs into Talataina. You don't want to do that too often. Zach Bailey, down to you.
Billy, you just spoke about Ali Brigginshaw and the way she performs at whatever level she plays. It's remarkable to think that this is her 38th straight NRLW match. At 34, has not missed a game in her NRLW career. And we saw 6 women inducted into the NRL Hall of Fame this week for the first time. Well, with a resume of 3 grand final wins, 2 World Cups and a Dally M, you've got to think that Ali Brigginshaw would end up there one day.
Yeah, you got your finger on the pulse down there, Zach. You're not wrong. She's quite the player, and you know she's gone through an era where the NRLW has just started. So she's been one of the founding girls to start this competition, and I don't think she's done just yet.
Right on cue, kicking into the corner for Betty Welsh to try and bring it out of there. Great chase. Joseph cut off that passage and takes her back with Clark.
2 front rowers there to meet the fullback after a kick chase. It's a huge effort.
And now Thorne, the victim of the same double team. Who wants it? Tufanga puts her hand up. That's 3 tackles made inside the 10. Broncos have to keep their discipline. The Tigers need to find a game breaker. In off the wing, Big Pollard gains 5. But it's tough sledding right now out of their own end. Togatuki flicks an offload. And a head clash
last tackle.
Horn checking on the welfare of
Time off,
Hufunga.
last tackle right here with the ball. 27 out.
What a run by Togatuki. There's the incident here. Oh,
She didn't miss.
that was a head clash. Wasn't ready for that one, Hufunga. But Togatuki, she looks like something's going to happen every time she carries the football. She always starts with power. Got a great left foot step. And a beautiful offload. Oh, no thanks.
Got every angle covered on Nine's Five Water Sports. We've seen some noses rearranged today, Alana.
A couple of new schnozzers coming their way. That was the first offload from the Tigers this half, and I thought they caused a fair bit of strife in the first half, particularly early on with their offload game.
That's the worst. Smack in the beak.
So
Eyes
annoying,
watering.
isn't it? It's so annoying.
Black eye by
Oh, yeah.
tomorrow or a couple of days' time.
Maybe a couple.
Then you get those rings afterwards, the yellows and the purples.
And you
How
play,
many
and then,
times have you broken your nose?
yeah, once really bad. And then you play next week, and guess what? First tackle, you're getting a whack.
Right, time on, last tackle.
But that's the game.
Hold, go, last tackle. Not late.
So Dam comes on to fill the void at centre, and Pilia'e Rasambali eventually turned and invented a brilliant kick in the
She did
end.
well. She did very well to execute that kick.
Turned Matic around. Always good to give it to Robinson when you're in doubt. But the ball's briefed out. Was there 3 in the tackle? Referee late to see it. And a captain's challenge might just be brewing here.
You want to challenge it? Challenging
Spot
knock on.
Ali.
Time off coming into one, Bucky. We've got a captain's challenge. Broncos are challenging the ruling of lost knock-on in the tackle.
Yeah, the referee was looking elsewhere. He didn't see the ball out for a good couple of seconds. So looked like it might have been reefed out with 3 in the
Looking
tackle
at the left
with
arm here of
George.
Nevada George. With more than 2 players in the tackle, she strips the ball. The challenge will be successful.
On the 40.
Tough to take it out of Robinson's grasp legally.
Strip.
Good work from Ali Brigginshaw.
Bit of trust.
On the 40, Ali, you kick it.
Julia Robinson's earned that trust. Experienced player.
2 of the 3 originals for the Broncos from 2018, along with
On the
Leonard
30,
Ducey.
front foot in the
Been there every step of the
Front foot
day
in Nevada.
away for the glory days early on, and looking to re-establish themselves as a powerhouse, win this game, and they'll be back in the top 4 and on a 3-game winning streak.
Release her! Lock in, safety. Hold, just play it. Now you're coming forward, just play it on the mark, Rummy. Take it back.
Come
All right,
from
play the ball.
12-0
tackle
down in this
Hold,
one.
Go. Time on.
To lead by 10.
Still need it. Still one.
Davey with a
Still
late
one.
offload. Brill. So quick off the
Safety
mark.
move! Goal line!
Gets them all the way down to the 10-metre line. They're struggling out on that right-hand side. The Broncos have seen it. Broughton going to work and didn't go to the outside player in Dam, who would have strolled over.
Wait, go 3.
Good read by Horn. Fired back to Joseph. Still time to set things up again.
Right off the back, Sophie.
And the calm head of Keely Joseph does just that.
Wait! Go forward. Nevada comes in.
Brill. And to work through traffic. Lafayette taking them with her for another Broncos
Coming in a
try.
5.
She's so hard to stop. First career try in the NRLW.
Wow, well, she's had some barnstorming runs this game, but there was nothing really much doing then for the Broncos. I thought the Tigers did a really good job at slowing down the attack. Destiny Brill a little bit slow to get the footy to her, and then footy in 2 hands. Just look at her legs. They never stop moving in contact. That's 4 Tigers around the footy, but 3 latching on, and that was just pure determination. We've seen her do that in her own half, have some really good impact with the footy in her hands, and she deserved that one.
Yeah, it's what you want from your bench players, is providing energy and an impact. And Lafayette, whether it's a quick play of the ball or barging over and a barnstorming run to score a try, and she certainly provided impact off the bench. You know, when she's on the field, the way she carries the football, Lafayette, she's had a good game here this afternoon.
Kept it close to the post as well for Romy Teitzel to go to work. And a good day with the boot. Makes the lead 16 points now. Some turnaround this by the Broncos. They've won their last couple of games, looking to add to it. And the Sharks, well, they're doing it all. They're undefeated so far this season, Alana. What are you expecting against the Dragons?
Yeah, I think this will be a really big game between the two clubs. I've been so impressed with the Sharks. And it hasn't always gone their way. They've lost a fair few players. Tyler King's out for the Dragons, so Casey Ray will start at hooker. Zali Hopkins will jump into the halves with Racine McGregor, but it'll be a huge clash. The Sharkies, they've recruited well too, haven't they? A couple of the Sevens girls.
I love the way that they use the football, use the full width of the field and bring everyone into the game. And then Berry, is it Tegan Berry?
Tegan Berry.
Fullback for the Dragons, she's a star.
Against Emma Tornagado's had a good season as well. A bit more time in there in the halves.
Keep coming, Christian.
And Staples in the fullback role.
Straight out, Christian. Square. Wait. Go 3. Don't flub in, Christian.
And the Broncos continue their roll. Joseph keeps it alive. Lafayette. Another rampaging run. She's up over 100 metres in the game, off the bench, if you don't mind. Out for Broughton now. If they can get it to her, they can. Elects to kick. They've got a 2-on-1 situation here. Dan played it cleverly for Robinson. Is there a second kick? There is. And played that well enough by Horn to regather.
Been really busy out there on that edge with Kim Horn. Made a couple of crucial tackles in that area of the field. Love to attack that left edge, the Broncos.
Zach, you've got an update for us.
Speedy, along with Alana's diagnosis of a busted schnoz for Mele Hufanga. She's currently in the sheds now undergoing a HIA for Category 2, so if she passes that test, she may return for the final few minutes of this match.
Good stuff, Zach. You know, my 2-year-old son doesn't think it's called a nose, he thinks it's called a schnoz. Poor parenting.
How's that spelled, Mum?
S-H-N-O-Z, technically.
Good kick again by the Tigers, forcing Maddock to bring it off the line. Tough meters for Waka. Salmanor back on for her second stint, one of the try scorers when the Tigers were in a dominant position in this game. And on reflection, that decision to take the 2 when both of you were thinking go for another 4 or 6. In hindsight, maybe they should have gone for the try.
No, I don't think it was the wrong decision. I think Alana and I are a little bit erratic. We like attacking, but I think that 8-point lead to apply pressure was certainly necessary. And just the start of this second half, the way that the Broncos have played, just applied way too much pressure to the Tigers.
Brigginshaw whacked after getting the pass away to Maddock, and the referee didn't like that.
Well, I don't think it was too late. It was certainly forceful, but I don't think it was too late. It was as she passed the football.
Sophie Curtin.
She's got a falcon.
Yeah, she willingly went into contact to pass the footy.
Just here. Wait. Right, Sophie.
Yeah, this is the part of the game that...
Force on report.
Yeah, I'd like to see a replay of that.
There's your mark. In the back.
Part of the game that the referees see contact on a person who's passed the football.
Right, on the line. Front foot. Wait here, wait. Go.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that one.
Late hit by Togatuki. Teitzel feeling her face after that, complaining about it, but they've got great field position as it is. For Joseph, taking them inside the 20. We go past the hour mark. 10 to go at Leichhardt. Teitzel isolated against Lutu, who did well to stick the tackle the half.
All right, off the back. Kiana Lee, hold. Go 3.
Ferguson back on, starting number 9 for the Broncos. And they got to Lafayette before she could really wind up. Eventually found Brigginshaw. Shocking pass and knocked back by Waka. They Go backwards on that play, on the last. Time for Brigginshaw to create. Kick looking for the uprights, and well read. Rasambali.
Go one.
It's a tough spot to start your set from.
Up there, Tasman, look in. Here and hold. Wait, Keely. Wait. Go two.
Slow play the ball. So Horn goes from dummy half.
Off the back, look in, Robbie. And hold.
And a mistake in the play the ball again.
Knock on.
Nothing going right for the Tigers.
Well, it's been the story of the second half. And the Broncos turning the ball over in good field position, applying pressure with their defence and forcing errors. Yeah, just keep an eye on that girl on the screen, Ali Brigginshaw, in this set. Heavily involved in the last set. She's the creative one. If you can get the ball out to that left-hand side. And Gail Broughton and her team over there, very dangerous.
Now they've split at 4 and 2. They go to the 2. Suzolka against Tafunga, and there was no way through.
To me, Nevada, hold. Got one. Keep working, Christian.
Joseph always demands it early in the count.
Up now, Sarah.
Thought about flicking it out the back.
Wait. Go two.
She's had her fair share of offloads. Now Broughton for Maddock. Overlap created. Dam for the corner. And another try for the Broncos. It's one-way traffic in the second half.
Yeah, just nice early footy to the winger. I thought the ball came out of dummy half quite slow, but as soon as Maddock got the foot in her hands, you see here in the Harvey Norman replay, Gail found the fullback Maddock, and as soon as she got the foot in her hands, because it took a little bit of time to get to that left edge, she just let it go straight away. Her winger was open. She knew that that was the pass that needed to happen and had the time to put on the gas and accelerate and finish that one off, Dan.
Well, we saw a penalty to Ali Brigginshaw from getting hit after she passed the football. You see Gail Broughton here. This is what it's designed to do. You go right into the line, you take a whack for your team, and you preserve the space out wide. Just watch Broughton. She goes nice and straight into the line, cops the bump, and then the space out there is preserved. Great finish by Dan. Nice pass by Maddock. But that's what it's designed to do. When the halves play nice and straight, go into the line and take the bump, there's space out wider.
You can see Ali Brigginshaw just laying down the law. They don't want to take their foot off the accelerator at this point. That set beforehand, they did really well. They turned over the footy right on the line, and then defensive pressure forced an error. This is the point in the game where Ali Brigginshaw is saying to her team, we're not stopping here.
Toughest test to maintain that 100% strike rate today for Romy Teitzel. 5 out of 5. She's taken it back 25 metres to open up the angle. The back rower for the Broncos. Romy Teitzel, kick on the way, just hooked a little. So the lead is 20 with 6.5 to go. And Dam, who came on to replace Mele Hufanga, moved out to the wing. Robinson went into the centres and able to go over untouched for try number 8 in her NRLW career. Here's a live ladder, and look where the Broncos will jump to. Sharks to play the Dragons later to complete the round. And the Broncos will be up to second.
Not a bad recovery after being winless after 2 rounds, the Brisbane Broncos.
Not early.
They win this one and they win their last 3. The Tigers go short.
Brilliant short kickoff. Taken by Lutu.
Lock in. You're milking.
Haven't been down here for a while. It was milking at one stage, and then Brigginshaw went again, turned into a penalty for Pio.
Keely, get square.
They'll be happy to have her back on the field.
Togatuki and George, it looked on the right-hand side. They're calling for reinforcements still. Dam and Robinson, they must go that way, nor does. And it hits the deck, another intercept, taken by Dam this time.
No, they just got ahead of themselves then, the Tigers. They had the overlap. Julia Robinson, another run.
Up over 250 metres now.
She is a machine.
Has anyone run for 300 metres in the NRLW yet? We'll get a
Mido's getting to work.
confirmation on that.
Nevada off the
He's working pretty hard at the moment.
Lock in. Pauline, Pauline. Go forward. Keep coming,
He'll dig
Christian.
deep here.
Good now. Last tackle. To the right.
I feel like someone
Hold.
has.
Go. Not late.
Here goes Broughton. Maddock chimes in, and Dam does well to reel it in on that left flank again.
Last tackle,
Just
change
to hand it over in the end.
Pass the
Good
line,
recovery
Broncos.
by Pollard out on the right wing.
Hold, go. Thank you. No tackles.
There you go.
Emma Todagato, I'm thinking.
No, Samaima Taufa,
Oh, wow.
307 metres.
Oh,
What an absolute machine in the middle. And then Avania Politi, just over 300. Samaima Taufa.
She's a lot forward.
Can you imagine being part of the pack and running the 300 metres?
No, she is a machine. She's a real warrior.
Dalian medalist.
Up now, Keely, all the
As
way
good
through.
as they
Go,
come,
three. Keely, go 10. 3.
Togatuki
Off the ball, Brianna.
in a similar mould. She just keeps on going for the Tigers.
Go 4.
Pio. Broncos asking for a forward pass, but it was nice flat service. On the last, Lutzu under pressure from Brigginshaw, hangs one up, and they almost got in a muddle. Waka called her own name, and now in a wrestle for the footy, able to hold on.
Montana, come 10. Nevada off the ball. Lock in Selma. Hold in Christian. Wait, Christian.
I'll work on that one on the training ground, but Waka's so confident under the high ball.
Well, that's what got her out of trouble. There was a lack of communication between Waka and Maddock. But just that confidence and aggression into the football, that's what got her out of trouble.
Release book. Square. Hold. Go 4. Christian, not there, Christian.
Marcus not square. Good awareness from Ferguson. Now Clark off the back of it, busting tackles. Maddock loomed. She's still there. Eventually the fullback gets it. What a try from the Broncos. Hayley Maddock kept on backing up and is rewarded.
They got no time off.
Yeah, great footy. This is brilliant footy by the Brisbane Broncos. They support each other and never give up on the play. This will look beautiful on the Harvey Norman replay. Hayley Maddock, she's the one that finishes it off. A beautiful work out of dummy half. And then Clark, she gets the ball. She goes nearly all the way. Gets rid of the fullback, and then a nice offload by Hayley Maddock. They support each other and never give up on the play. Beautiful play there, Alana.
Yeah, great footy, but as you said, Bill, it's that support. Turning up for one another. Just before they turn the ball over, Ali Brigginshaw, their half, put pressure on the kicker. They've still got so much intensity and intent in the way that they're playing their footy. They earn a little bit of territory, and then just that support play through the middle, some great footwork, good leg speed, but they haven't backed off. We saw Ali Brigginshaw give them a little bit of a pep talk. They'll take their deep breaths again now. Only 2.5 minutes until full time, but they wanted to finish strong. Great work at dummy half to kick things off, but it doesn't turn into a try unless you have this kind of support around the ball. Their offload game has really troubled the Tigers, particularly in this second half.
40 points to 14 now. The Paralympics starts this week on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Paris again, the focus of the sporting world. So many amazing stories to be told. You can cheer on the likes of Curtis McGrath and Ahmed Kelly and Alexa Leary and Riley Batt as well. A little bit of murder ball to have you entertained over the next couple of weeks. All coming your way.
Not early.
Nine is the home of the Paralympics.
Come on. Not early.
They executed the short kickoff perfectly before. Are the Broncos ready this time? They put Waka up there, and that's why.
She's just come into rugby league seamlessly, Stacey Waka. Thought her first game was really strong. Last week was unbelievable, and whilst the Tigers have done a pretty good job to contain her, she's still been a really strong performer and come up with everything that she's needed to.
A couple of Olympic gold medals to her credit.
What a weapon.
Gail Broughton with a silver and a gold.
Lock in, wait, hold, go 3.
Here she is. Out the back, Maddock chimes in. Robinson, look at that move. Oh, kept alive. Oh, what a kick. And Dam gets a repeat set out of it. That is brilliant.
Never give up on the play.
Put her in the circus.
Even when you drop it, never give up on the play.
About that.
Again, Gail Broughton playing nice and straight, preserving the space. Robinson usually finds herself on the wing. She took on the defence. Dan, she's been great since she's come on for Hufanga with the HIA. Added a whole heap of energy, scored a try.
They go long this time. So can the Broncos add to their for and against that's got a massive boost today, leading by 26 points. Ali Brigginshaw has been reading the riot act about finishing the game off strong. Here they go again from Ferguson to Joseph. The leg speed. And Noor had to finish off the tackle. Lenarduzzi. Rapana. How's that for ball control? It's on out on the left. They must score, and they do. Dan gets a double. And they have busted the Tigers open in this second half. What a comprehensive performance. Are they the Premiership favourites all of a sudden, Alana Ferguson?
They're certainly in the count now. How incredible was that? Lauren Dam firstly off the boot gave the Broncos the opportunity to have this repeat set. And I thought Julia Robinson did really well. Just that last pass, just to keep the attack nice and straight. The offloading game, Rapana gets it out the back for Gail Broughton. And then Julia Robinson just makes sure that she keeps a keen interest in the opposition winger and passes it to Lauren Dam. They've been a great little combo on that left edge, but turning up for one another, some big plays. Second half, they were down by 12, but 12-6 at halftime. What an incredible second half of footy.
It was a nice finish to the movement out wide. Rapana's offload was special. Girl number 9, and Jada Ferguson. She's been heavily involved, really influential in the last couple of minutes. Set up the last try to Maddock. And then this one all started with the number 9. She created the ruck speed through the middle. Nice little deception and change of angles. As you mentioned, Alana, beautiful finish, some skill.
We'll be off to Wynn Stadium shortly. The Dragons against the Sharks in the NRL, and after that, the NRLW on Gem.
14-6 at halftime this game. It's going to finish 44-14 or possibly 46-14 if Romy Teitzel can convert this from the sideline.
The Broncos big winners today, and the final margin is 30 points. It's full time here, 44-14.